Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. Today I'm at Yorkshire Caravans and Motorhomes in South Yorkshire, and I'm here to give you an overview of the Sun Living motorhome range. Now, Sun Living is by Adria, the Slovenian manufacturer. They're a premium manufacturer, and you've probably seen quite a bit of Adria content on our channel. Now, Sun Living is their more affordable range, and in the motorhome range we have the S series and the A series, and I'm going to talk you through both of those series and show you the different layouts. So first of all, let me just show you the series. So this is S series. So S is a semi-integrated motorhome. We can see the cab at the front and then the body built on it. The A series, there's only one layout. Again, we have semi-integrated, we've got the cab, but then we have the coach built body with the alcove. I'll come to that one shortly. So this one is a more family orientated model, and the S series is more likely for couples and solo travellers. Right, let me dive in and tell you a bit more about it. So what do we need to know? So the S series, there's actually three layouts available: the SL, DL and DC. In this video I'm going to show you the DL and the DC. The DL has longitudinal beds and the DC has an island bed. So if you're looking for either of those, you're going to find what you're looking for. Those are the three layouts. What do we need to know about them? Well, they're all based on Ford. They have a 2-litre diesel engine, 130 horsepower as standard, and the choice of automatic or manual transmission. The manual is obviously standard. You can opt, if you want, for the 165 horsepower. Let's go through the facts and figures on the DL. So DL is maybe a layout that you're familiar with from our channel. This motorhome, it's 7 metres and 20 centimetres in length. It's 2 metres and 30 centimetres in width, and it's 2 metres and 87 centimetres in height. In terms of weight, this motorhome, it's a 3.5 tonne motorhome, or 3,500 kilos, so you can drive it on your car licence or your B category. Payload, depending on the extras and packs you put on, you're going to have a payload of around 500 kilos, which I think that's fairly good. If you do want more payload, you can opt for the heavy duty chassis, and that's going to give you more payload, but you will need your C1 for that. Now, on the Ford, this one here at Yorkshire Caravans and Motorhomes, it has the automatic transmission, 130 horsepower, and this one here is shown in the grey matte paintwork. There's 3 paintwork choices: grey, white and black, and I'll show you those as we go around. So it's nice to be able to differentiate the colour of your cab. So we've gone through the sizes, let's talk about the price. So on paper, the recommended retail price for these is around £72,000. However, from Yorkshire Caravans and Motorhomes at the moment, you're going to be looking at around £67,000, which I think is pretty competitive in the current market. This one's got a number of extras on it as well. We'll go around and find those out as we move around. So let's make our way back to the rear and start back here. I know normally we start at the front, but we can't get to the nose, so let's do it a little bit differently. Let's start at the back, because you know I like a nice rear end. On the Sun Living, you can see here it's got the Adria name, the Sun Living badge and a rear view camera. So the things I'm showing you in this video are included in the Yorkshire Caravans and Motorhomes prices. We've got here pre-installation for a bike carrier, and then we've got these nice LED lights, and these are taken from that Adria styling. So we have got a nice back end. If you do want to tow with this motorhome, it will tow up to 1,850 kilos. So that's not bad either. Right, coming down, let's start on the near side. So because this is a European motorhome, the habitation door is not on this side. It's going to be on the off side. But what you're going to get, because it's European, is a really good sized garage. So let's take a look inside the garage. Now, the DL, this is the single or longitudinal bed model, and because of that you get a very good high garage. So in here there is loads of space for all your outdoor activity. There is a strip light in here, there's also a plug socket and a 12-volt socket, and the heating does have vents in the garage as well, so it's going to be kept warm in the colder weather when your heating is on. So that's the garage space, really good. And what I also like about the Sun Living is the space here. It's not overly high, isn't the garage door. There's no lip to it, so it is easily accessible. Really good height, so excellent garage. Closing that up. Next we have our electric hookup points when you are on site with electric. And then we can see the graphics or the decals for this 2025 season. So on the white, we've got this nice silver colour complemented by the blue, and again, the Adria name. What you might also notice is the flush windows. Now, many motorhomes have protruding windows. These are flush, and the idea of this is it's better for insulation, and it's also better for security as well. It's also good if you're going down a narrow road, you're less likely to get a right good scrape down those too. Then we have our gas locker, really good storage for our gas, 2 11 kilo gas bottles, and then the vent for the Truma air-blown heating. Now, the interesting thing about the Sun Living Truma is it's the 6DE. When you're off-grid, it's going to use the diesel fuel in your tank to run the heating. When you're on-grid or you've got electric hookup, it's going to use the electric. So I do like that because it uses less gas and you're just relying on the diesel that you've got on board. So that's the Truma. And then coming down, as I already said, this is the grey matte Ford paint. I like the grey. I also like the black. These are optional extras, so you will pay a little bit extra for this paint colour. We can see there, and the nice mirrors as well. And the alloys, I do like those. Let's make our way to the front. So at the front, on the Ford, we've got the Sun Living badge as opposed to the Ford badge. It is a black bumper. Sun Living, we can see up there. Let's make our way down the side. So we've got our door into the driver's side. The habitation door, we have got a further window here. The habitation door, you'll notice there's no window here. This is an entry-level motorhome at £67,000 at Yorkshire Caravans and Motorhomes. So that isn't something that I would particularly be expecting to see. It clips open like that. We have our toilet cassette point. And then if I look up, this one here is fitted with the 2-lay wind-out awning, and we have the awning light there. This one also has an air conditioning unit fitted as well. You can fit solar panels too as well. Moving along, we have our water filling point. Now this is actually quite a high height, as you'll notice for me. On board, 115 litres of fresh water and 90 litres of grey waste. Good sized water tanks. Here we have an electric socket, because if you aren't near a tap, what you can do, and this is on the Adrias as well as the Sun Livings, if you've got an aqua roll, you can put an aqua roll here, get your pump with the electrical connection, bob it in there, and it will pump water into your water tank for you. That's good if you are on a pitch for some time and you haven't got access to the tap. Right, that's the exterior of the DL. Let's dive inside and take a look. Inside the Sun Living, this is a nice light and bright space, and what Adria have done is they've used the lighter colour wood, and it does lift it somewhat. Up here we have obviously our Ford cab. There is automatic transmission on this one, and you do get blinds in the windscreen and the side windows. The upholstery is a nice finish. There's a couple of choices of upholstery as well on Sun Living, so you can choose the one that you prefer. I do like this though, this leather effect finish, and this one's got some scatter cushions as well. On Sun Living, there's a couple of different packs that you can choose as well. I think most of the motorhomes that are going to be spec'd in the UK are going to have those packs, but it's worth just looking at those to see what you're going to get. I'll put links down there as always. So looking up, there's a number of little storage cupboards, and then what you do get is this little bit of storage on here, another good sized storage compartment here, and then a sunroof that does open. It has got a blind and it has got a fly screen as well, so that's letting some nice light in. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to step down. So this motorhome, it is a 4-berth motorhome, and it has 4 travel seats. So obviously we've got our captain's chairs that swivel, and then these bench seats also convert into forward-facing travel seats with the 2 seat belts. So that's 4. Now on the DL, when you see D, this refers to this layout here, dinette. So if you see D, this is what it is referring to. 2 good sized bench seats. There's then this nice fixed table in the grey. It does open up. I won't do that with all these bits here, or they'll be everywhere, but this opens up nicely. We've got a window here at either side, blind and a fly screen. And these have got a nice tint to them as well. Underneath we've got the little lights. You can actually slide these about, these little LED lights. And then the storage here, These got a nice little clasp on the black mat as well. Just pull those and they open up. So we have storage here. And then if I close those on the other side, I'll go over and open these as well so we can have a look in here. You can see the storage that we've got there. The walls are the plain white finish, but there's no joining lines on these walls. They're in all one piece. If you want to use this as a 4-berth, there is a drop-down bed. I'm going to pull this down in 1 second. This is 190 centimetres long and 125 centimetres wide. So that's a good sized bed. To pull it down, it is a manual operation, not automatic, and pull down, there is a ladder as well to climb up onto the bed. I'll bring it down to there so you can see the amount of bed space you will get if you're going to use this for adults or children that are coming with you. And there is a light as well up in the ceiling. Right, push that up. But yeah, that's easily operated. So that's our lounge space in the DL, and then we move into the kitchen area. So in the kitchen, worktop space, you are going to get 3 gas burners. This is standard on a lot of European motorhomes not to have an electric hot plate. So gas, there's also a nice size window here to look out. It's framed in the black. If I open these cupboards, we can see into these. These are quite high actually for somebody my height, as you can see. Quite a bit of height on those. And then coming across, it's complemented by the black tap, the square sink, and then if you do like to cook in the motorhome, you have the Thetford oven and grill. So that's the dual appliance there. Underneath, if we slide this open or pull this open, there is storage for 3 bottles there, and you've also got your frost protection valve on the water system there. There's a plug socket here in the kitchen, and then coming along we have slide out drawer. I do like the size and depth of these drawers, to be honest. And open this one as well, and again you can see the depth of that one too. If I move across, you'll see that we have the control panel. So the control panel here for the main motorhome is going to show you battery levels and your water levels here. And then we've got the panel for the Truma. Coming along, a couple of hooks so you can hang things on there if you want. And then moving along, back here on the DL, we have a cupboard here with storage. You can also have an aerial fitted, which will feed through into there. And then we have a Dometic tower fridge and freezer. This has got 157 litre capacity, which I think is pretty good. And this is a compressor as well, so it's going to run solely off the electric system. So when you are off grid, you're not going to be using gas, just your electric. I'll open that up for you. You can see the freezer compartment and the fridge compartment. I think if you're getting a motorhome with a compressor fridge and freezer, which I have had before, it's definitely worth thinking about having a solar panel fitted, because when you're off grid, you will drain off your battery. Even though these are fairly low draw, you will benefit from that. Underneath the fridge freezer, there's a little bit of storage there. And then we come back into the DL bedroom. Now again, when you see L, it's longitudinal beds, or twin beds as we probably call them in the UK. I'll go through the sizes of these. In comparison, the DC model will have an island bed back here. So longitudinal, good size, 200 centimetres in length and 75 centimetres in width. Again, what I like in here, there's a good amount of head space, nice white ceiling so it feels light and bright, lighting through here, another sunroof as well for ventilation and letting light in. As we move around the bedroom space, we can see the walls again have got the same white boarding, so again, nice and light. Some colouring on the back there, maybe mushroom. I don't know if that's the technical term that Sun Living had used, but a mushroom colour. And then under here, we've got USB chargers and little LED lights. Again, you can slide those along. I'll just step up onto here and open some of these cupboards up for us. So we have storage in the overhead lockers. There's 3 of those all together. And close that up and that up. Now, although you've got longitudinal beds, it might be that you want to sleep together. So you can make this into one big double. What you do is you pull out this slat here, and there's an additional cushion here. And this foam pad is going to go into here and it's going to make one big double bed. So you do have that option. I'll just slide that back. And this centrepiece, you can either leave it in situ or you can take it out and use that for putting cups of tea and what have you. Completely up to you how you use your motorhome. Moving around, now if you want to watch television back here, there is a television bracket affixed to the wall, and there's also the 12 volt and aerial socket up in that corner. Storage in the DL, good storage under the bed. So let's open these up. You'll see storage space under the near side bed, and then here on the off side you've got storage in here. We have just got some extra cushions from the sofas in there, but you'll be able to use that as storage there. You'll also find, and this is what I always liked about the Adrias, you get these little storage compartments in the floor. If you pop that up and lift that, so you've got storage back here, and you've also got some storage under this step, which I'll show you. Put that there. And here, this one's really handy for if you've got, say, drinks, tins, shoes, whatever you might want to put in it. I know when we had Adria motorhomes, we found this understep storage really useful. So this is the bedroom area. What I will say is it's quite a step up onto here because these beds are quite high, which gives us that good size garage space. So just take into consideration the height of that step. But yeah, two good sized beds back here. Now we've got an all-in-one washroom. Now what I think is, for the size of this motorhome, 7.3 metres, I think there's quite a lot of room within it. Now this washroom, if I step in, again, it's lovely, it's light and bright. We've got the white walls, the wood with the black, good space. There is a Thetford swivel toilet, which is here in this corner, so you can turn that so you can get your legs around there. You don't have to be up against here. We have storage in here, and there is a lip on these, so hopefully that will hold our toiletries back to some degree. Coming across, good size mirror, plenty of lighting. There is also a good size sunroof here for ventilation. You can hang wet towels on this bar. And then this is our all-in-one bit. So we have the shower head here. We can see it attached here. You've got your own tap for the shower. When you're using it as a main bathroom, if you pull this down, this is your fold-away or collapsible sink. I call it a fold-away. And the tap. The tap will then swivel so you can get in there. What I like about that is you have got plenty of room to get into your sink. When you've had enough of it, you bob it away like that. Shower screen, good size shower screen. You can see as well here it comes all the way up there on the ceiling. So it's going to keep this space fairly well dry. When you finish, you just have to give it a little wipe down. And you've got two plug holes, so it doesn't matter if you're not completely on the level, your water should drain away. Right, so that is the S-Series DL model. Dinette in the lounge, longitudinal beds in the rear, nice little kitchen there. So again, 67,000, that's not bad at all. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to head out and we're going to take a look at our second layout. Unfortunately, I haven't got a DC model to show you on the island bed, but it's identical to the DL, but at the back there's an island bed, which is a good size, 195 centimetres long and 150 centimetres wide. I'll put links down there so you can have a look for yourself. But let's move on to our next motorhome in the Sun Living range, and that is the A series. And as I said, this is a semi-integrated motorhome with alcove. Still on the Ford, 130 horsepower and the three choices of the paintwork. And what I like about this is how many berths it's going to give you for the money and for the size. So what do we need to know about it? Well, there's only one layout, and that is the DK. And at the rear, it's got bunk beds, and then it's got a bed up here in the alcove. You can also convert the dinette. I'll show you that inside. Price wise, as you can see here, £73,000 at Yorkshire Caravans and Motorhomes. The range does actually start at 70, but once you've added a couple of packs, this is where you're going to be. Now size wise, what I like about this motorhome is it is a compact length. It's only 7 metres and 5 centimetres in total length, which I think is pretty good. It's 2 metres and 30 centimetres in width, and it's 2 metres and 94 centimetres in height. Now it comes standard at 3.5 tonnes on the lightweight chassis. You can opt for the automatic transmission. It's going to give you 4 travel seats and 6 berths minimum, because I've been in here and I think you can squeeze a few more people in. If you actually want 6 travel seats, you can do that. You are just going to have to opt for the heavyweight chassis. Right, let's take a look around a DK. So we'll venture over to the white one. So this one has got the standard colour white cab, again on the Ford. You do get parking sensors on the front, and then on the alcove we can see the Sun Living. I'm going to venture off down the offside first of all, so we can see the graphics here of the Sun Living. You will get the wind out awning and awning light, and on the A series there's a window here in this door which we didn't get on the S series. Alloy wheels, toilet cassette point, and then a garage. But it's a garage with a difference, and you'll see why in a second. If I open these up and give it a pull, because what you're actually going to find is bunk beds. So the bunk beds, we'll see these when we go in. There's a top bunk and then the lower bunk, and then you will get storage underneath the bunk beds as well. There's some bits and pieces in here at the moment from the caravan dealership, but you have got garage space. We'll have a look, as I say, round there in a second. At the back here, there's a rear view camera. You've got a window into the bunk bed area, and then there is pre-installation for a bike rack. So if you want to put a bike rack on there to take with the kids, you can do that. Then at the rear, there is the Sun Living LED light strips. I do like these. I think for the entry level that this motorhome is, it has got a nice looking back end. Right, let's head off down the near side. So if I just open the garage on this side, it gives us an idea how we can access it here. So again, we can see the bunk bed. There's a bunk above us up there. And then this is the storage you're going to get underneath, which is pretty good. Good sized garage. And again, this motorhome, just over 7 metres. Right. Now, if you want to carry gas with you for the gas hob, you'll be able to store your gas cylinder in here. Electric hookup point here. And then continuing down, the vent for the Truma. On board, you're going to get the Truma 6DE. When you're off grid, it will run off the diesel in your diesel tank. When you're on electric hookup, it's going to run off the electric hookup. So it's not reliant on gas at all when you're off grid. Continuing down, again, the windows, they've still got that same flush finish as we saw on the S series. So that's continued on the A. And then we get our water filling point. You're going to have a 100 litre fresh water tank and an 85 litre grey waste tank. To be fair, I think those are pretty good sized tanks. Right, let's venture around and dive inside. So as I say, habitation door on the offside for the European motorhome. Now with this, what you need to do is it's a pull down. So we're not pulling up, we're pulling down. If we open the door up, we can see that window that I mentioned, and then we're going to go inside. Now, on the A series, on this layout, you are going to get the blinds and the fly screens. You're also going to get a huge amount of headroom, because instead of having a drop down bed, we've got the alcove. Now I've pulled this down already, but this bed is 210 centimetres long and 150 centimetres wide. You can see the windows here, these do open, light and ventilation. There's also LED lights and USB chargers as well dotted about. So you do get a ladder as well. You don't have to try and dive up there. So a ladder, so a good sized double bed. If you don't want this down as it is, push it up. It's on hydraulic struts and it goes up like that, and it's going to give you even more headroom. So this is a really good family layout. Up here we have our Ford cab, the multifunctional steering wheel. There is the automatic there, as we can see, the infotainment system, electric windows, and you do get blinds on the A series like you do on the S series. So that's the cab area. And then we come into this lounge. Now, as I said, it's a 6-berth motorhome. Look at the size of the lounge. This is fantastic. So when you do want to chill out at the end of the day, You've got a good sized seat here, and then the dinette here as well on the near side. Table does fold down because you're going to be able to convert this into another bed, another 2 berths. Again, good size here as well. So plenty of room. This is 180 centimetres long, this one. Over on the off side, let's dive over here. Again, the white cabinet frontage with the black. Good amount of shelving here. Again, it is high, so you might have to just stand up there. LED lights running down, and then the white walls with these windows. And the storage continues over on this side as well. There's literally locker after locker after locker. Just gives you an idea there. Now, this one has the 4 travel seats. The other 2 travel seats are here with the seat belts, so it's already forward facing. What I like about that is you're not having to assemble the travel seats. If you've got a motorhome with dinette, you'll know what I mean about assembling travel seats. This, because it's dinette this way, allows passengers just to dive straight in. Really good size here, and all this headroom as well. The white roof with the lights, again, light and bright. This motorhome feels a lot bigger than it actually is. Continuing along, now we're coming into our kitchen area. So in here we've got the grey finish on the worktop, and you're going to get 3 gas burners on this, like on the S series. Cupboard space in our kitchen. Coming down, there's a plug socket here, and then the bank of drawers. So very much like we saw in the S series, coming across onto the A series, and our Thetford gas oven and grill. And if I open this one up as well, we can see in there that bottle storage that we saw before. Now, over on the off side, as you come in through the door, you will have a bracket for the television, some hooks for your coats. Obviously, hang those over your telly, you won't be able to see it. Plug socket, aerial socket, and USB/USB-C charging point. And then on this one now, on Sun Living, like Adria, they give you a little helpful sticker that says push. So do as they say, and you'll have access into a cupboard. The TV point up there, so when you put a TV aerial on the roof, it's going to come through there. Then we have the control panel for the Sun Living itself, and the Truma air-blown heating and the hot water there. Then we have a 157 litre compressor fridge and freezer. I mentioned before on S series about how that runs solely on electric. And then under there we have a little bit of storage as well. What you'll also find, which I think is quite useful, is on these seats, storage under this one, and you can access your frost protection there as well on your hot water. And you've got a little storage compartment here as well under that bench seat. So plenty of storage. Now I'm going to move back a little bit. In here we have some shelving, and then we continue along, and in this one you're going to find your wardrobe. Now this is a good space if you are a family travelling as up to 6 people. You can see plenty of room in there. And then I'll come to the washroom in a bit, but then we have our bunk beds. Now 2 bunks, 210 centimetres long and 85 centimetres wide. This one has a limit of 70 kilos, but the lower one doesn't have that limit. So if you want to dive in there, so you can see, you do get a ladder to get up there. You can see, again, the windows letting light in. There's the sunroof as well for the ventilation. The white roof, it is light and bright, the grey headboard. And then on that second bunk, the window there as well. And I do like the size of these bunks. These are good size for children or adults. And under here, oh, that's access into the garage, which I can't do at the moment, but that'll give you access into that garage we saw outside. And then in here, we've got our washroom. Now this is same style as the S series, but with the other way around here. So we've got our Thetford swivel toilet here as we come in. And then the storage cabinet, again, really good size. And this lip should hold toiletries to some degree as well, so that's good, because when you're on the road, you'll find they all move. In here, we also have the sunroof there for the ventilation, the lights. The shower screen is going to pull round us, and then we come round to the same foldable sink, drop down sink, swivel tap, and then the shower, if I step this way, is here in this corner. Good sized shower room. Yes, it is an all-in-one. And I know some of you will say, oh, that's not good if you've got 6 people. No, but there's always a compromise, and the motorhome is just over 7 metres long. So you've got to be realistic about what you're going to get in it. At the end of the day, it is a usable space. People can shower and use the loo in there. So yeah, nice little all-in-one. But yeah, I must say, the A series in terms of size, so you've got your bunks at the back, good length, 210 centimetres, tower fridge and freezer, Truma air-blown heating, kitchen with oven and gas hob, really nice big lounge here, great for relaxation. Even if you're a couple who just want some space, this is certainly one to consider. And then that additional drop-down bed at the front there in the alcove. Right, let's just dive out. So let's have a little summary on Sun Living. So as I say, Sun Living, built by Adria, Slovenian manufacturer. In their motorhome range, you have the A series, which is the alcove with one layout. That's the DK that we've just been in. 4 travel seats, 6 berths, 3.5 tons. You then have the S series. You have the DL, the one that we've looked at today. You've got the DC with an island bed, and you've got an SL, which also has longitudinal beds, but it has more of an L-shape lounge. So those are the models. They're all based on Ford with a 2-litre diesel engine, 130 horsepower and manual transmission as standard, or for optional extra you can add automatic transmission, and you can also go up to 165 horsepower and a heavyweight chassis if you want more payload. There's also 3 different colours on the cab, the grey, the black and the white. I quite like that you can change it and you can select a different upholstery colour as well, which is good. It's nice to be able to add things. As I say, prices, they start at around £70,000, although at the moment with Yorkshire Caravans and Motorhomes, you are able to get one of the S series at nearer 67,000, which I think is a pretty good price point. Even at 70,000, these are nice, well put together entry-level motorhomes, and you know they're being put together by Adria. They do also have a 10-year water ingress warranty, which is quite important. I'm going to put the links down here as always, so you can have a look at the Sun Living range and Yorkshire Caravans and Motorhomes to see all the motorhomes I have on offer from various manufacturers. Hopefully you've enjoyed that look around Sun Living. Thank you to Yorkshire Caravans and Motorhomes who have invited us to film here today. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.